What's going on, Pats Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Cans Pats Talk Patriots Pod. Y'all doing all right out there today, man? I'm doing okay. Still getting over the loss, man, which I'm about to get over. I'm about to get into and right here in a second. But man, it's been a bad weekend, man. Not even gonna lie about it. It has been a bad weekend, like it really has, man. Still getting over some things. Like at this point, I don't even know where do we go. Like I don't know what we do from here. I really don't. It's been that bad. Like I don't know where we go from here. So hopefully we can get things back and running, man. We do got Buffalo this week. I'm gonna get into that game later on in the week. But I'll probably get into it tomorrow. But I just want to get on and recap this Raiders game, man. Raiders Patriots, boy, like sloppy. Can you say sloppy? It was sloppy from the start. Like I think opening drive we had what two penalties. I believe Matt got sacked. Monte Stevenson ran the ball pretty well for the most part, but other than that, it really wasn't too much going on this game, man. Another game, another slow start. Got to a slow start again. Like how many times are we going to start these games and get off to these slow starts? Slow start again. It was just I don't know. I mean, I just don't know where we go from here. Like it's been that bad. I don't know how do we build from here? Where do we go? I don't know. Right now, I do not know right now where we go. I think we have to we gotta look at a few things. I mean, right now you're messing up your draft positioning because if you even try and attempt to go out here and win these games, I mean, what are you doing? You're doing yourself no favors really. You are a team that has a lot of needs. You need a quarter. You're gonna need a quarterback as the season. You're probably gonna need about three pieces on the offensive line. You're going to get a new wide receiver. I don't know if you can get that in the draft. You probably got Marvin Harrison. It's Malik Neighbors. You got a bunch of guys in the draft. Free agency, you can go out and acquire some talent. But right now, it's bad. Like, you have a lot of needs right now. And just looking at this Raiders game, where do I start? I mean, Jacoby Myers scored a touchdown. Michael Mayer hadn't done much all year. All of a sudden, against the Patriots, he has a big game. Um, I thought the offensive line was okay, except for that last drive with Max Crosby got a sack. I think there was a couple of holding penalties, but it wasn't like crazy pressure on Max. I think that the offensive line performed well for the most part. Max Crosby is a different beast. He's an animal. So I mean, just like a lot. I don't even know where to start, man. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. Brian Hoyer came in, was slicing us apart. We did a good job on Josh Jay. He had like one and two big runs. Other than that, we did a good job on him. Devontae Adams did not do much. I believe he had like two catches for 20 yards. Jacoby Myers caught a few balls, caught a touchdown. We did good on them I feel for the most part. It was a pretty good game plan. I think defensively, Jabril Peppers laid out Devontae Adams with that big hit. Jalen Mills had some struggles. I thought J.C. Jackson played pretty good. Jonathan Jones gave him a big pass. He got hurt again. There was really no pass rush. We got a couple sacks, but we were blitzing for that. We can't get no pressure since Judon been out. We have not been able to get no pressure on the quarterback. No pressure at all. So I mean, right now I just don't know. Like I don't know where to start. I think another sloppy performance. You want to get out and start over, but I guess starting over was the same thing. It was the same issues. We had the same issues that we had been having. So I mean, I just don't know where do we go from here, man. Like I said, we got Buffalo this week, and just a little quick recap on the Raiders. The Raiders are not a good team. We could have won that game. Why we didn't win? Because we're a bad team as well. We just as bad as them, if not worse. That's why we didn't win the game. There's no stars on that defense besides Crosby. On offense, they got some guys. Jacobs, Adams, Myers. I mean, but that was a game we could have won. And now you're looking at 1-5. Positive note, I thought Mac Jones, other than that pick he threw and a couple misses, he was solid. And I say solid in terms of what he's been the last few weeks. He's been so bad that the bar is so low, he was better than that. So I thought Mac Jones he had a solid performance. Rolling to the right and he threw the pick to Hunter Henry, that was bad. That was as bad as offensive play you could have made at that time of the game because we could have got some points. I just thought Hunter Henry was wide open. It wasn't a bad decision. It was just a bad throw. It was just a bad throw because Hunter Henry was wide open. I think if you hit Henry, Henry might walk in for a touchdown. But you throw it over Henry's head, and I think Trevon Moore picks it off. So, I mean, it was just one thing after another. The running game got going. Zeke scored. Mondre scored. I believe we had over 100 yards rushing. We got the running game going this game like we did it against the Jets. Zeke had that big swing pass, like a screen pass, something like that, out to the flats. Had that called back. Like I said, when we do it, when we have a big play, something bad happens. Either a penalty, an injury, something. Like we just can't get out of our own way, and that's the tale of this game. Well, that was the tale of this game here that we just had. Like it's been that bad, like bad luck all around, just a bunch of bad luck. So that's what happens. Bad teams find ways to lose game, and then when you're one bad team going up against another bad team, somebody got to win. And like I said, the Raiders, we couldn't get no pressure. They got a little bit of pressure, not enough. Mac didn't see the amount of pressure he had been seeing all year. He didn't see that pressure. So we got to figure out what's going on there, man. We got to fix some things up, but it's a little too late. 1-5 now. All I think Evan Lazar said today that a lot of Patriots reporter Evan Lazar said a lot of people weren't even seeing at practice today. A lot of injuries. Jack Jones did come back, but and when I look at that, but I'm gonna go back to that final play of the game. Matt Jones got sacked with a safety. I think Gesicki will. Well, Gesicki stayed in the chip block Crosby, but Darren Lowe he has been terrible. I actually liked in the first week he played, but other than that, he's been awful. Matt, they just completely whipped on Max Crosby. Crosby come in, he sacks Mac Jones for safety. But the play before that, Devontae Parker, Mac Jones had Devontae Parker at the left sideline, right sideline. Mac Jones couldn't have thrown that pass any better. He couldn't have put on the money no better than that. Devontae Parker. It was a safety coming over, but he threw it right there to Parker and whatnot. Parker dropped it. That's the type of look. That's the type of season it's been for us, man. We cannot make no plays. Parker, you probably be a number one wide receiver. I'm not gonna say you're a number one wide receiver in the league, but you're our number one wide receiver. Probably our best receiver. That's what we paid you for. That's what you're probably our best gifted receiver is probably Devontae Parker. But man, DeAndre Hopkins makes that catch. Jamar Chase makes that catch. Justin Jefferson makes that catch. It's just bad, man. Like that. That was the tale of the game, man. That was it. And I think if Devontae Parker makes that catch, you're probably about midfield, plenty of time left. You can get a few more plays, get in field goal range, send your rookie out there kicking field goal. Game. But instead, like it's just, man, it's ridiculous. Just bad, man. Just bad. Worst case scenario, tie go to overtime, but just like, come on, man. Just it don't get no worse than that, man. Like we cannot, like Stephen A. Smith says from ESPN First Take. He says it's about the Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong. And that's what's been happening with us. Bad luck all over the board, man. Just bad luck. We cannot get out of our own way. I just don't even know where to start with the team. Like it's been so bad. It has been depressed. It's been very bad. And the ending is nowhere. When does the bleeding stop? Because you got Buffalo Sunday. Then you got Miami. Then I think you got Washington. Cole, you got a couple winnable games, but like I said, winning is our worst enemy right now. We don't need to win no games. No, because we're a team with a lot of needs. There's no point of winning. No point of winning any of these games right now. There's no point. Just lose out. Probably win a couple more games just for pride, I guess. But lose out, get that top 5 pick, man. I'm watching college ball over the weekend. I'm looking at Caleb Williams struggling. Drake May looking good, who I think is a good fit for the Patriots. I would love to get Drake May. Looking at some of these teams, but other than that, there's really nothing there for the Patriots to be excited about, man. It seemed like since Gonzalez and Judon got hurt in the Dallas game, everything just went downhill from there. And we have been bad. I mean, can't get no worse than that. Can't get no worse than how we're playing right now. Um, it's tough right now for a Pats fan, man. You trying to find some glimmer of hope or something to hang your hat on, but you really can't because it's been that bad. Like it's been that bad. You can't really find nothing. Like I don't know, man. I don't know where we go. Like I don't know where we're gonna go from here. I just don't. Like we gotta find something, man. Buffalo this week. I'm gonna get into this matchup a lot tomorrow, but not a good matchup. We couldn't even put pressure on the Raiders, and the Raiders have a bad offensive line. Josh Allen's gonna have a field day back there Sunday, and I'm afraid this game here might get ugly. This game here might. We have not beat Buffalo beat us what 4 straight times. Dating back to the win starting game when Matt Jones threw the ball 3 times, Buffalo has been trouncing our asses. Excuse my language. Buffalo's been beating the brakes off of us. So I mean, I don't like the matchup. And at this point, I think it's beyond matchup because we're clearly not doing that this year. You lose these next 2 games, you're 1-7. What's the point of doing anything? You're 1-7. You once you lose these next 2 games. Um, on the bright side, like I said, Monte Stevenson looked good. The running game got back on track. Taquan Thornton came back, didn't do much. I didn't see a lot from Lee Cunningham. There was so much mystery with him playing and what he was going to do. Matt Jones on short leash, but I didn't see a lot from Malik Cunningham. On the one play he did have. I thought if he made the right read and gave him Montre that ball, and he pulled it. I thought it would hit the left. I think I ain't gonna say Cunningham would have scored, but he would have had a lot of yards in that play. Then he misread. He got sacked. It was just a mess, man. We just make stuff look. We make the easy things look hard. Offense did get going in the second half, but other than that, there's really not nothing to be happy about this team right now, man. New week, you're gonna hear the press conference tomorrow. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. Like this, just nothing right now, man. Nothing. I just don't. I think right now we're rooting to just don't get embarrassed by Buffalo. I guess that's a win. Don't get embarrassed. Like play to win, but just don't. You know you're already unmatched. You're it's a mismatch on paper. I'm gonna get into it tomorrow a lot, the matchups and stuff. But just play. Just do not get embarrassed. If they play like they like, if the final score of the game is kind of like the one we played them last when they came, the on Thursday night football. If it's something like that, I think that's good. I think it'd be on like 2 touchdowns, won't bad, but might want to even hold 2 touchdowns. Like that game, they dominated the game on the scoreboard. It looked like we held them to field goals. Like if we can play them like that, I wouldn't be too mad, man. Just don't get embarrassed. Don't get embarrassed. That's the only thing you can hope for against by playing Buffalo because it's a mismatch. Um, we struggled a little bit against Matt Clark, but they got Von Miller, Gregory Usu, Ed Olive. They got some guys now. They are beat up on defense. Davis White's out, Matt Milano's out, Daquan Jones out. They don't have Edmonds. They still got those two safeties back there, Poyer and Hyde. But other than that, this is a different Buffalo Bills defense. On offense, they got some of the same pieces, but on defense, it's a different Bills team. But we got our work cut out for us, man. And I think Buffalo's they smell blood. And they're gonna come in and go ahead and stick the fork in us. But hey, let's go ahead and be done with them. They're clearly not have no interest in winning. So that's what Buffalo's gonna come in and say. I think it's good. I got a feel it's gonna get ugly Sunday. Um, yeah, we didn't get blown out by the Raiders. Didn't never have a lead in the game either. So it's kind of like you're playing from behind. You got down 10-zip to Raiders. Then you want to start clawing your way back. Like this every game we've lost this year, slow starts. Philadelphia, slow start. You think you're down 13-zip. Miami, think 17-zip you're down. The Jets was the only game that you really did get the lead on and you kept it up. The Saints, 24-0, you got down against the Saints. Cowboys, 7, you got down against the Cowboys. Like you see the common theme. Every game we lost this year, dating back last year, it's been the last few years. Slow starts, the slow starts. I heard some earlier on the podcast. We are 3-10 in our last 13 games. That is horrible. We beat the Jets, the Cardinals, and the Dolphins without Tua. That is horrible. Horrible. Like, you got so many questions coming out right now. Is Bill going to be back next year? Who's the next coach? Is Kraft going to fire Bill? Like, it's so much stuff going on right now. As a fan and as me as a creator, like, it's hard right now. It's hard to find a positive in what we're doing. And the only positive I really can find is that the fact that we ran the ball well. We finally got the running game going. That was a positive. Other than that, Taquan Thornton came back. They had one catch for 6 yards, I believe. Didn't do much. Hunter Henry, Micah, like it's a mess. And then the problem we have is starts up front with the offensive line. Offensive line's been horrible. Then you got an average quarterback back there with a bad offensive line and no receivers that can get open. That's a recipe for disaster. You can't do it. You can't do nothing like that. You're not. You're not gonna be able to do anything. Like it's horrible. Like you got 10 lab more games. I think against Buffalo, because I'm gonna get into this game a lot more when I do my breakdown. Just play to not get blown out. You're not gonna beat Buffalo. Giants almost beat them Sunday night, but you're not gonna beat Buffalo. The only chance you do have of beating the Bills on Sunday is if they come out with their elf game. Even sometimes even if they have their worst game, I think it's still better than us because we're horrible right now. We could beat up on teams with bad quarterback, but we can't even sit at the table with Buffalo right now. So I mean, I just think play if we can play like we played them last year, the first game of Thursday night football, where they put some points up, but they didn't blow us out. Then they beat us by like 2 tells. I don't have the number. They beat us by two scores or whatnot. As long as we keep a competitive game, I think that's a win for us, man. Because you don't want to win none of these games. You don't want to win. You're winning for no reason. Just improve that draft stock and go from there. That's the best thing that you can do right now. That's the best thing you can do. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens, man. Those are you hopping on that. You're gonna hop on it on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on IG, Twitter, all that down at the bottom. Also, Cash Out. You can support the show. You don't have to, but hey, I'm just here to bring some of the best Patriots content. I would appreciate all the support you do bring. You do give though. Cash Out's right there. Don't have to, but yeah, like it's just make sure you share the content as well. It's horrible right. It's bad. It's a bad time right now. I mean, we have lost what 3 straight games. Two of them have been competitive, and really, it feels like the Raiders game. It felt like the Raiders was in control of that game for the most part. The Raiders was in control of the game for the most. It didn't feel like we was just better than. In fact, the Raiders was in control of the game for the most part. So I mean, like it's just bad right now, man. It's bad. Like I'm tired of it. I don't even think we should be on national TV as best. We are as 32 teams in the league. We the worst team in the NFL. Panthers look bad, but they've shown some promise. Giants are bad, but they got some injury issues. Minnesota, Chicago. I think we're the worst team. We haven't shown anything other than the first couple of weeks where we were competitive against Philly and Miami, and that seemed like a long time ago now. Other than that, we have not showed anything. No promise. We haven't showed nothing. So I mean, it's tough right now. We did sign Connor McDermott to the practice squad. We released him during training camp, I believe. We cut him, or during the preseason, I think we cut him or whatnot, and we put him on the list or whatnot. But I guess that timetable is going. He's back now with the team. I actually thought Connor McDermott played well last year when he filled in for Isaiah Wynn, some of the injuries we had. I think Connor McDermott was pretty solid last year. I don't think he had a good offseason this year. That's why we cut him. I'm sure what we got right now, he had to be bad, had to be worse than he can't be no worse than Vidarian Lowe or Calvin Anderson. So I think Connor McDermott, maybe he might start this weekend. And you got Trent Brown. This is like the sixth offensive line combo. Like it's a mess, man. There's no chemistry and all. Like our problem started. The problems with the Patriots, with the 2023 Patriots, started in training camp. Injuries on the offensive line. It's been a mess, a disaster. The offensive line haven't played together yet. It's been a different combo every week. We haven't even tried out that offensive line we thought we was gonna have, which was Trent Brown, um, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Michael Williams, probably Riley Reef at right tackle. Haven't had a chance to do that. The offensive line has been a mess all year. It started in training camp. So that's the heart of it. That starts right there with your offensive line. You got to get blocking. Helps the run game. Helps the pass game. So it started with the offensive line, and we have everything just started, and it went south from the offensive line. Then that led to Mac. I already know he's a quarterback that you got to with him. Mac Jones is a guy that he's not gonna move out the pocket. So you have to keep him in the pocket, keep him upright. That way he can see the field, make the throws go through his reads. He's not one. He's not Mahomes. He's not Lamar. He's not Deshaun Watson. One of these guys that's going to run. So when you have a bad offensive line, you're not doing your quarterback no favors by having him feeling rushed. And you can see when you watch the all 22 and watch him in the film, he's rushed. Mac the clock he has a clock. Mac has a clock and he's getting rushed. He can feel the heat coming. It's been that bad. Um, Started in training camp with the offensive line, could never get the running game going. Receiver, like it's horrible. And when you got all those problems going on, and then you don't even have the talent on the outside on the perimeter on the inside, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's how bad it's been. Bad offensive line, no receivers that can separate, can't run the ball. And Matt, like, I mean, I'm not saying Matt. shouldn't take no blame. I'm not making excuses for Mac. But I don't think Max been no better. Like some like the decision he made when he threw that pass to Hunter Henry, that ain't got nothing to do with the offensive line because he really bailed out the pocket before the boy. There was no he had a clean pocket. All he had to do was step up. He bailed out, was looking for the rush, ran to his right or whatnot, and threw a pick to Hunter, threw a pick trying to target Hunter Henry. That ain't got nothing to do with offensive line. Offensive line. That ain't got nothing to do with the weapons. That's him doing too much, not being. I mean, just being bad, man. So that's why I'm out on Mac, and that's why I'm looking forward to the 2024 season. But I'm gonna still bring content and whatnot. But it's been that bad. So I mean, I think the writing's on the wall for Mac. Don't want to get into the Belichick and is he gonna be back? And I don't want to get into that right. I don't feel the time is right for it right now. But it's a horrible time right now, man. Tomorrow night I will be going live tomorrow night at the same time. I want to break down the Bills Patriots matchup. Don't think it's gonna be a good game, but I will be breaking it down. So I will be live the rest of the week. At least for the next 2 or 3 days, I will be going live 7:30 or maybe 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 Eastern tomorrow night. I'm gonna go live. Then I'm gonna go live Thursday night before the game. So about 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you share, like, turn on your notifications and whatnot. I will be live. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for the night. Just want to come on, chop it up, catch up and whatnot, some of the latest news. Media press conferences tomorrow. I have some updates on my page, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you subscribe down at the bottom. Subscribe to YouTube. Follow me on IG. Follow me on Twitter. Cash App is also down there. If you want to support the channel, you don't have to, but please do. If you like to, I appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's it for the night, man. I hope y'all have a great night. I will be live again tomorrow night around the same time. Stay tuned, man. Peace out. Appreciate it, Pats Nation.